Díagwit agus fáilte road. My name is Chris, and this is the beginning of the greatest adventure I have ever been on in my entire life. Now, I have decided that I want to cycle the entirety of the Wild Atlantic Way, something I've wanted to do for quite a long time. I'd planned to do it by car, but seeing as due to this whole global pandemic situation, I have what appears to be infinite time on my hands, I'm going to do it by bike. Now, my current bike is a little shabby looking. She's purple, she's a little rusty, so I'm working on that at the moment. I don't have any gear, so I'm in the process of acquiring stuff like rack bag, panniers, a comfy saddle, so I'm actually able to walk at the end of all of this, and other miscellaneous cycling bits. Big issue, I've never really cycled more than 20 kilometers in my entire life. I used to cycle to work, took me like 15 minutes. This will take me perhaps 30 to 40 days, depending on how well I do. The entire route is, you can get out of the way. The Old Head of Kinsale, up to Derry. It is 2,500 kilometers. Ireland obviously is not that tall. It's just that this coast is so convoluted, thanks to the lovely North Atlantic Ocean wearing away at it over thousands and thousands of years. Thank you. But this whole coastline is full of amazing scenery, ridiculous geology. I can't wait, especially the burn. I'll get to the burn later on. Special to me. I like the burn. So yeah, about 40-ish days, we'll say, to do 2,500 kilometers. Obviously, if I was doing 100 kilometers a day, I'd do it in 25. I expect to hit about 75 a day on average, and plus a couple of days wiggle room. I have a mate who lives in Cork, I have a mate who lives in Galway, and I have some family who live in Sligo. I'm going to stop for a day with each of those. Plus, let's say it's absolutely lashing rain, I might just not cycle. Let's say I don't know, crash my bike into something. I'll spend some time repairing that. Wiggle room. Wiggle room, very important. So we'll say about 40 days. I'm going to leave in 10 days on the 28th of June. Our lockdown limitations lift on the 29th. However, I am allowed to get to the border of my county on the 28th. And on the morning of the 29th, I shall set off on my merry way. Oh, to backtrack a little, I don't live here. This is where it starts. I live here, which is like another 200 kilometers away. So it's actually going to be 2,700 kilometers. And actually more, because I'm gonna be here with a bike, and I live here, so I'm gonna have to come back this way, which will be more kilometers, many more. Not like many more, but some. There will be some kilometers, and I will come home. That being said, this side is a lot smoother than this side, so potentially. I mean, if I'm doing all of this, I may as well just do a bit of that, right? Like if I'm coming home as the crow flies, provided the crow is in fact driving a car, it would take the main road and it would do this. This is probably the most direct route home, which is almost the entire coastline. So now actually that I'm looking at it on paper, is the entire coastline of Ireland too ambitious? I'd say like 40 days to here. I get back in 10. 50 days. We'll start with the Wild Atlantic Way. And when I'm up here, we'll see how I'm feeling. Maybe I'll go, yeah, it's grand. I've cycled for 40 days. I can do another 10. Or maybe I'll say, I just want to be at home in a bed. So yeah, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Bridge being the entire eastern coastline of my home country. I'm going to be sleeping in fields and woods and on beaches a lot. I have a wee little tent that'll do me. I don't know how people are going to be about letting me stay in their houses. If you're not familiar with cycling, there's this thing called warm showers where people say, "Hey, you're cycling. Come stay in our house. You can like wash up or cook dinner or something like that." And then you as the cyclist say, "Thank you so much for letting me shelter from the elements for a night." Given the whole coronavirus thing, I don't know how comfortable people are going to be with that. I don't know when hostels and hotels are going to be open again. So I might be kind of roughing it the whole way. Probably not. Probably not. But it's a possibility, and thus there will be a tent on my bike. Also, sleeping in a tent is free. And I'm very poor. So it's like eat for a day or sleep in a bed. I'm gonna go with the food. Speaking of food, I'm not a particularly large man. I burn 2,300 calories on a day where I actually leave the house and go for a run. I'm gonna hit like 4.5 to 5,000 a day, meaning I'm gonna need to eat double what I would normally, at least. And it's gotta fit on a bike. I'll have panniers, like I think around 40 liters is what I have on the way. I'll be able to fit a good deal of food in there, and I'll be able to stop reasonably regularly to pick bits up. But I'm going to do some back of the envelope calculations to find out what the most nutrient dense way of carrying food with me is. That'll be fun. But for now, this has been quite a brief introduction to this immense trip that's going to happen. Yeah, exciting times, eh?